Good morning, students. Welcome to New Era Global School online teaching class. So today we will revise our chapter 6, Animals, Habitat and Adaptation. First one, choose the correct option. Which of the animals live in the desert? In desert, which animals will live? Namely, camel, scorpion and snake. So what is the answer? It is an option C. Camel, scorpion and snake. They live in the desert. Second one, this animal is not found in the polar region. Penguin, polar bear, Arctic fox. These three animals, they live in the polar region. Only the giraffe, it is not found in the polar region. So, underline the option D, giraffe. Third one, fish, snakes, crocodile and lizards. They have the bodies covered with dash. So, fish, snake, crocodile and lizards, they have the scales on their body. Fourth one, these help whales to swim in water. So what is the answer? Namely the flippers. Flippers helps the whale to swim in water. Fifth one, earthworm breathe through dash. Namely the earthworm breathe with the help of the moist skin. Sixth one, a leaf insect shows dash. So what is a leaf instance? It shows the mimicry. Then match the following. I have written the answer straight. Fur. So what is a fur? It keeps the animals warm. For keeping their bodies warm, the fur are useful. Second one, scales. So scales, they help the animals to move about. Third one, limbs. What is the limbs? The hands are called the limbs there. Supports the animal body. Insects, they breathe through lungs. Fishes breathe through gills. And then give two examples for each of the following. Freshwater habitat. What are all the animals lives in the freshwater habitat? Fish, crabs and crocodiles. And then second one, saltwater habitat. Fish, whales and octopus. These animals, they live in saltwater habitat. And then third one, animals that have a shell. Which animals have a shell? Turtles, tortoise and snail. Fourth one, animals that have flippers. Which animal will have the flippers? Whales and dolphin. Fifth one, animals that breathe through the gills. Which animal will breathe through gills? Namely the fish. And then give one word for the following. First one, the place where a particular animals live naturally. It is called habitat. Second one, the layer of flexible overlapping structures covering the bodies of some animals. It is called scales. What is the answer? It is called scales. Third one, the periodic shredding of old skin, which is replaced by the new one. It is called molting. Fourth one, the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. It is called migration. Fifth one, a long sleep-like state that helps the animals to extend the heat in summer. So it is called estivation. Estivation is the long sleep which helps the animals to avoid the extreme heat in summer. And then short answers. What are terrestrial animals? Animals that live on land. They are called terrestrial animals. What are all the animals that are living in land? They are called terrestrial animals. Examples: desert, forest, mountains and polar regions. And then second one, define adaptation. So what is the adaptation? It is the term, that is, it is a change in physical features or behavior of an organism to help it to be the better suited to the habitat. That is, for living in a habitat, some of the special features help the animals to adapt themselves in the habitat. For example, if you take the polar bear, it lives in the polar regions. But how they are living there? They have the special fur on their body. This fur keeps the animals warm. That is a physical feature. It helps the animals to help to be better suited to live in the habitat. And then third one, how do feathers helps the birds? Have you seen the birds? The birds have the feathers on their bodies. So what the feathers will do? It will keeps the body warm and also help them to fly. Feathers also keeps the body dry by preventing the water from entering. Fourth one, how do shells helps the animals? If you see the animals like turtles, tortoise and snails, they have the hard shells on their body. Why? Because they have the delicate bodies. To protect the delicate bodies and to protect them from the predators, these shells are very helpful for them. And then what is hibernation? Hibernation is a long sleep-like state that helps the animals to save energy and survive in winter without eating. What is hibernation? During the winter, there is a difficulty for animals to find the food. And to save the energy, some animals, they will take a long sleep. It is called hibernation. And then long answer. What is habitat? Name the different types of habitat. So first, what is an habitat? So they are the 3 mark questions. Each and every point, it carries 1 mark. First one, the place where a particular animal lives. It is called habitat. There are 2 types of habitat are there. Terrestrial habitat and aquatic habitat. What are terrestrial animals? What are all the animals that live in land? They are called terrestrial animals. And what are all the animals that live in water? They are called aquatic animals. Have you understood? First, what is an habitat? It is the place where a particular animal lives naturally. Based on the habitat, they are classified into two types, terrestrial and the aquatic animals. Terrestrial animals means animals that live on land, and aquatic animals means animals that live on water. So each and every point it carries one mark. Habitat 1 mark, classification 1 mark, and explanation 1 mark. Second one, describe the various adaptation in the body covering of animals. So first one, wool or fur. Mammals such as bears, sheep and yak, they have the thick fur or wool as a special body covering to keep them warm. So bear, sheep and yak, if you see these animals, they have the thick fur on their body. Why? To keep their bodies warm. This fur will helpful. And then scales. Bodies of some animals, they are covered with the layer of flexible overlapping structure called the scales. If you see the snake, crocodiles and lizards, they will have the scales on their body. Why they are having the scales? Mainly to prevent the water loss from their bodies. If you see the snake and lizards, they have the horny scales, and crocodile, they have the thick plate-like scales. So the snakes, they shed their skin periodically. So removal of the old skin and it is replaced by the new one. It is called molting process. And then third one, what is mimicry? Explain with an example. So what is a mimicry? It is the close resemblance of an animal in shape, color to the non-living object or another animal. Means some of the animals, they look exact like some non-living things. If we see the leaf insect, it will look exactly like the leaf. And if you see the hoverfly, they will mimic like wasps or bees. These are all the examples for mimicry. And then fourth one, why do animals estivate? So first, what is an estivation? It is a long sleep-like state. During the summer season, the temperature will be very hot. To escape from the temperature, some of the animals, they will take a long sleep. That long sleep, it is called estivation. So, during estivation, some animals, they bury themselves deep into the ground where the soil is very moist. So what are all the examples that are estivate are earthworms, snails, frogs and toads. I am repeating again, during the summer season, the temperature will be very hot. To escape from the temperature, some of the animals, they will take a long sleep. It is called estivation. So during estivation, some animals bury themselves deep into the ground where the soil is very moist. Earthworms, snails, frogs and toads. These animals, they will estivate during the summer season. So today we have completed our chapter 6, adaptation term 1 ka first chapter. So please don't waste the time in your home. Revise this chapter. Questions are easy only. So long answer you have to write each and every one point. It will carry the marks. Short answer you have to write maximum 2 to 3 lines. So this week you will not have more writing part. So just go through these chapters. Okay. See you tomorrow, students.